What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Profit Playbook podcast, where you're going to learn about crypto, stocks, and various other things that make you money legitly. I'm Dayani.
I'm Michaela.
Alan Ramos.
And before we get started, we are not financial advisors. You shouldn't buy or sell anything based on what we say on this channel.
So, we've gotten some feedback from last two episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
From some of our listeners. And they have come up and kind of, messaged us and asked some more questions just to learn more about Bitcoin and everything. So, I've compiled a little list, and I feel like we should be able to talk through some of them.
Perfect.
Okay, so the first one is, what are your thoughts on the increase in adoption of institutions and countries starting Bitcoin reserves? Because I know we kind of touched base on that last episode. So
I think it's a good thing. You got, like I said, we got a Bitcoin reserve here in the U.S. and a bunch of countries are adopting Bitcoin.
So first off,
for
sorry to cut you. So
No, you're
for the
good.
viewer, what is like a reserve though? Like what is it exactly though?
It's basically holding Bitcoin as just an asset and not selling it, right? Just adding it to your balance sheet and just riding out the price as they should.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you think the U.S. is like, I know we always talk about it, right? It's always fairly new with Bitcoin reserves. With that in mind, you feel like Bitcoin is here to stay, right? They're creating
definitely.
all this new things.
Yeah.
Shouldn't the masses be like doing more research on it?
Legit.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Like I feel like we always talk about it, and I don't want to say like a broken record on each episode, but it's just like the signs are there.
Yeah.
Bitcoin reserve. I mean, never thought, and when I started investing, to hear that, especially government backed. Right?
Yeah, it was only a couple years ago, like we talked in previous episodes, crypto was a scam. But now, like you said, you got these major companies buying and adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets. And it's going to be beneficial for all of us, right? Because, I mean, it's only going to squeeze the price up. And like we said last episode, these companies are actively buying Bitcoin. And there's not going to be enough Bitcoin for all of us out there. So I think you guys at home listening should, learn crypto, get your investment thesis together, and grab some of that Bitcoin because, like I said, it's the best performing asset ever. The proof is in the pudding. Just pull up a regular Bitcoin chart and just track the price. It's outperformed the S&P 500, just any asset out there. Bitcoin has outperformed it.
And, speaking of people trying to get more into Bitcoin, do you think that they should start using it as a savings account even?
I believe so. I mean, like Dayani said, it's just come with the territory. You see, it has its run up, right, every few years, and then it has its pullback. But every time it pulls back, it's higher highs. I mean, if we think back in 2013, it was like, what did we say again, Dayani? Like back in 2013, how much was it?
Ooh.
Was it like a few grand? Was it
a few grand.
6-7 grand, right?
A couple hundred, if that. You're a super crypto OG. You were there before me. I was there in 2020. But yeah, it was like a couple $100s. Then it went to a couple grand. And here we are now I think it's about $107,000.
$107,000
and
to $5 grand in a span of what, like, how many
What
years?
year is it?
Yeah, right?
I don't even know what
I'm having
day it
a
is
brain
right
fart
now.
right now.
About
No, like
12 years.
Yeah.
But that's insane.
And to Michaela's point, like I said, using it as a savings account, savers are losers. I think if you look at your
for
savings
sure.
account, the bank's only giving you 0.001 interest on your money.
Sure.
That's nothing. So you should put your money in stocks or crypto and just watch your money work for itself. Savers are losers. Like I said, the value of the dollar's decreasing every day.
Yeah.
So if you just have your money sitting, let's just say you have your money sitting in the bank and you don't add to it, your money's going to trickle down if you're not adding to it, beating inflation and all that
Right,
stuff.
because the
Right.
inflation price is rising and your money is not even growing. It's still staying at the same place.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yes.
So yeah, I think about, that's a good way to talk about. And another thing too is with crypto.com or Coinbase, is that where you buy your crypto.
Yeah.
They have, just for holding Bitcoin, I believe it's higher than the bank correct?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like 1.2 or 2 something percent, and other cryptos are sometimes even 7-10%.
Yeah.
Just for holding.
Just for holding, yeah.
I mean, who could say that compared to the banks? You're going 7-10% your money and you're just holding it.
Yeah.
On that,
Exactly.
I think it's a win-win right there.
Yeah, and like I said, you look at my bank account, it's nothing. But you look at that crypto portfolio, it's looking real nice. Because like you said, you got to have your money working for itself, right? You just can't have it sitting in the bank. You got to have your money doing something, working while you're sleeping.
Have you ever seen those videos on like TikTok to where they're like have no money in their account, but it's like 6 figures on crypto?
Yeah,
Be like,
yeah.
I'm still broke. I'm eating McDonald's or something.
Yeah, and that's real life. That's real life. You got to have your money working for you, most definitely.
Speaking of having your money work for you, and we've talked about having kind of like a diverse portfolio, right? Like not keeping everything in Bitcoin or
Of course not.
what,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
so what would you say should Bitcoin be like percentage wise of your portfolio? Does that make sense? Like,
I changed my investment thesis. The more research I done, Bitcoin, it moves the market. Bitcoin's one of the first. I say probably 60% of Bitcoin, and then the rest venture capital bags, which is, like XRP. Well, XRP is not really venture capital anymore, right? It has some sustained power. It's recognized by the government. So you should have a little bit of Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP. The rest, just have a little bit of percentage on those bags. But other than that, yeah, your XRPs, your Ethereums, your Bitcoins, those are recognized by the government, right? So those are the ones you should have.
Yeah.
Especially the ones we talked in previous episodes with the higher market caps. That kind of tells you which cryptos have some staying power, because there's a lot of big money behind them.
yeah.
I think my approach is a bit different. I diversify in a lot more things besides the crypto thing. I probably put in 20-30% on Bitcoin. The rest is probably on like my usual Roth IRA.
Smart.
Okay.
For those people who don't know what a Roth IRA is, you can get that at your job or you can start your own.
Yeah.
But basically, the maximum that you can put into a Roth IRA is, I believe, $7,000 per year. So you can't take that out, but it is all tax-free at 59.5 when you retire. So all that money that you put in, there's no taxes on there. It's all tax-free money. So I believe a Roth IRA is good to have. Again, do your own research on that.
Right.
But I have, I started off, I think, a Fundrise account for those who don't know. It's like you can purchase partial shares in like real estate investments.
Yeah.
So Fundrise, I started that a couple years ago. So my money is based on that. I just like putting my money in so many different places
things.
where
Yeah.
it has worked
Yeah.
for me.
Like don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're going to talk about later on, like how I started on investing and how I changed my mindset on that. But I believe if I could do it, anybody could do it.
Yeah.
And I think just how people are so scared on it is just because people are struggling right now.
Right. And also the uncertainty of everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, the uncertainty of everything, but I think you have to take some risks in
Yeah,
order
for
to,
sure.
to get it. I mean, if you're just sitting there, I always tell people, like, if you go 20, 30 years from now, you're like 89 years old, and you'd be like, man, I should have done this, should have done that. I don't want to be that way.
Right.
I rather do all the risk. I mean, do all your own research, but I like taking risks. I'm a risk taker.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's why you see older people at the grocery store working. Yeah, they're retired,
that always
but their
makes me
social
sad.
security, their social security checks is not enough to cover
No.
their base of living, right?
No.
So
Yeah.
they have to work.
And also because of inflation.
Yeah,
It's like whatever
yeah.
money that you had saved back in the day
Is
definitely not worth that
Yeah.
much now. And that's what's really sad.
Yeah, and
Like,
that's why it's important to invest your money. And then too, like I said, if you're not investing your money, we're gonna have the great melt up. UBI is coming in the future. If you guys don't know what UBI is, that's
sounds scary. What is that?
basic income. Where
I thought he said USB or something.
yeah, UBI, right? No, it's basically
What is it called again?
UBI, Universal Basic Income. It's where
Okay, I did
everyone's
heard
going to
about
be
it.
struggling so much, the government's going to give you stimulus. Well, don't clap your hands. It's not going to be like 2020 where we all got free checks from the government, right? Using blockchain technology, the government's going to give you money to boost the economy, but they're going to give you a time limit to spend that money. If you don't spend that money on
so
the
you can't
economy,
keep it?
You can't keep it. That's where we're going. Just type in when you guys go home, you will own nothing and be happy, right? So with universal basic income, like I said, if you don't spend that money to boost the economy or what the government tells you to buy, they're going to take that money out your account. So that's why it's important to have assets now, because the
Yeah.
people who invest their money have assets, has homes. We're just going to be sitting back collecting the interest. And
Now, how for sure is this though? Because I mean, I've heard about it a couple times, but I didn't know that they were trying to set it all in. Like, how for sure are we on this?
well, I mean, if you follow the dots, that's why I feel like they were against blockchain technology, but then they're like, we could kind of track what everyone's doing based using crypto, right? In a sense of in their system, once they figure it out, they're gonna see what we're spending our money on, who we're spending it with, kind of like we
Alan's
talked about in
shoes.
the previous episode. Yeah, blockchain
Why
technology.
she always got to get on the shoes,
The day
Michaela?
of fraud is gone.
Michaela.
So yeah, that's where we're going. And then too, I think the World Economic Forum a couple years ago said you will own nothing and be happy. You got BlackRock and all these major corporations and billionaires buying up all the property. They're buying up all the land, all
Yeah.
the houses, and all the assets.
Yeah.
So it's something to think about. Something to think about.
Yeah.
You know, going back to it now, because Dayani was explaining that, I was just thinking, I was in, because I work at the community centers as well during the week, and you can tell how money is tough when I had like a old elderly lady, you know, she had her grandson in, they brought it, and she was really looking for like $100 that she lost. And if you think about going in the community centers, right, you see $100 on
you're
the
gonna
floor,
take it.
that thing is gone,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you can kind of see how she walked in, and her, like, you could just tell from the emotion, and as soon as she got in, have you seen my $100? You don't know if that's gonna last, like, that could have been her food for like the month.
Yeah.
The week, and I see Michaela, she's
Yeah.
oh man, but that's the world that we live in.
Yeah.
Like, she was really trying to find that $100. She was even going in the parking lot, in our parking lot, searching for that $100 bill for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah.
That's how bad it
Breaks
is with
my heart.
struggling. And that's why I think, like, when Dayani set this idea with us, this is why we're doing this podcast,
yeah.
is to educate it. So we might not reach like hundreds or thousands, but if a few people listen to our take on it, then you don't have to struggle like that.
Yeah, it might spark a light bulb in there. It might
I hope.
Yeah.
I really
you know?
hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just really sad to see, and
Yeah.
that really got me like a core memory. I'm like, oh, that poor lady.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
to Alan's point, people are struggling. I know in previous episodes we talked about the buy now, pay later. Now they're coming for your credit.
I read about that,
Yeah.
like Klarna. Uh-huh.
So a lot of people were thinking, oh, I could use buy now, pay later and not paying back. They're like,
Yeah.
no, I need my
No.
money. So they're coming for your credit now. So that's just putting people in a deeper hole. And that's why I feel like UBI is coming in the future. People are going to be banging the government to save them. And it's sad because you could save yourself. But
Yeah.
that's where we're going, guys. So do your research, invest your money, buy assets. Don't buy a bunch of, I say dumb stuff, all the Gucci chains, Louis. I mean, if you could afford it, cool. But if you can't, don't buy it.
Please don't.
No, I'm serious. I sent Alan a video the other day on Instagram.
God.
This influencer was at the fair, and he was asking people honestly, how much do you have in your bank account? And every single person
I
had
like
less
those
than
videos.
$500.
I like those videos. Have you seen those videos,
Yes.
Michaela?
No.
Yeah,
Less
I'll
than
send you a
500.
link.
Yeah. No, that's
And it's
so
sad.
bad.
And these people are being honest, bless their hearts. But
Yeah.
some people are like, I only have 100. I only got 30.
No,
bucks.
some with even $7 in their account.
Yeah, and it's like, what are you
and
doing
he's
at
in
the
his
fair?
30s.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and it's sad. It's like people don't teach financial literacy. You really
Yeah.
gotta want to have financial literacy yourself. So
You don't.
and study
Also,
it.
you just like don't need to flex on people.
yeah, exactly.
If you got it like that, you don't need a Gucci chain. Please,
Yeah.
please don't.
I think
can't.
we
It's so cringe.
I think
so
I think we
cringe.
talk about that when we're younger though.
Yeah.
You know, we just buy shoes and all that
That's
other
true.
stuff, right?
Because
Yeah.
when you're younger, you're like, oh wow, like I can finally afford this. But
Mm-hmm.
like now that we're older, it's like shit is real now.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
And it's who you surround yourself by. Like
Exactly.
the people in my life, they don't make me feel like I need a nice car or a nice
Yeah.
chain or we look at assets. We clap for the people who have stocks, crypto,
Right.
who are buying homes, and those are the people you should surround yourself with because all this stuff's not going anywhere. Once you're well off and wealthy, you could buy that stuff. It's going to be nothing to you.
Yeah.
But the goal is to be rich, be wealthy, not look like it, right?
Right.
I tell people all the time, you see the guy with the chain and the Gucci belt, and if he loves you, ask him for $2,000 and really give him a real reason why you need it. I bet he's going to look at you like you're crazy. Which he shouldn't
Not be
have
like,
to
"Give me
you his
your
money,"
belt.
But it's like if you're
Give me your belt.
showing that you're that rich and got that much money,
Yeah.
you should be able
Right.
to take care of the people you love.
Yeah.
Another thing, I see a lot of people flexing, and it's sad. A lot of people flexing money and all this lifestyle, but then when they pass, their family's doing a GoFundMe.
Yes.
And it's like, I
True.
just seen this guy over here flexing
Yeah.
the lifestyle, and then it just doesn't make
Another thing that I see too is they always tend to do this. Have you ever had this over dinner, Michaela or Dayani?
Mm-hmm.
Where they'll be flexing on how much they make per year.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Have you got that?
Stop it.
Have you
Yeah.
get- So I'd be
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, I
Like,
make
no
over.
one's asking.
Yeah.
I know, but they feel like
They need
it's
to
worth
say it,
mentioning.
yeah.
But the way I see it is, it'd be like, oh, I make $150,000 a year, right? I'd be like, okay, how much do you keep of that?
Yeah.
Right? You think about, okay, yeah, you live that lifestyle, but then at the end of the day, if you only have like a few thousand or a few hundred in your account, yeah, you make that money, but where is it all going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And God
So I-
forbid you lose your job. Sorry to cut you off. God forbid you lose your job and you have no savings, you didn't invest. What you
Yeah.
gonna do?
No, but
Yeah.
we're teaching real life stories. That's how people
Yeah.
perceive money. They'd be like, oh, I make $150,000 a year, 250. Oh, okay, cool. How much do you keep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Right.
Facts.
Yeah.
How much do you keep?
So I'm guessing you've gone through that multiple times, Michaela. Have
Yeah,
you gone?
just like people always feel the need to just, I don't know, advertise
Yeah.
like what they make. And it's like, no one's asking.
Yeah.
The age of social media, right? Everyone has
Social
to be
media-
rich
social
and,
media is
yeah,
so annoying.
Yeah, it is.
I
People
can't.
feel like they gotta flex and be rich,
Right.
and it's like,
I was talking to one of the tellers at the bank, and they were saying like, I wanted to ask this question because it was true. I saw something on TikTok to where somebody could wear like that Gucci belt, right, or
Yeah.
like Gucci sunglasses,
Mhm.
and then she was saying like, yeah, those are the people the most that don't have money.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But the people that go in that do have money are like the people that are just wearing basic stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Or
No,
the
it's
farmers,
real.
right?
Yeah,
And they'd be
those
like,
are-
"Oh yeah, those are the guys that have
Yeah.
the most
Have all
money
the
right
money.
there."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, "See, I mean, as soon as you get older, I think perception doesn't mean. I mean, it doesn't
Yeah.
really
Right.
mean anything.
Yeah,
But-
money doesn't have to show money. You go meet some of the powerfulest people.
Oh,
They don't have
yes.
chains on and
Nope,
all that stuff.
definitely not.
And I get my people. We've never really had anything. So when we get a little money or we reach a certain level of success, we feel like we have to have the chains and stuff. But it's like, no. I mean, you feel good around other poor people, but when you get around people who make more money and bigger than you,
Yes.
you look crazy.
Oh, that is the
You know?
biggest
Yeah.
thing to me.
They-
Like,
Mm-hmm.
whenever I see people flex, I just like think about, what if I brought you to people that I know that are actual like millionaires? I even know
Yeah.
billionaires.
Yeah.
And they don't act like that. Like, so
Yeah.
that's why my whole thing is like, money talks, but wealth whispers.
Yeah.
Like,
There you. Oh, I like that.
That's just how it is. And it's like,
Say it again one more time.
money talks, wealth whispers.
Whispers.
I like that. I like
That's the
that.
thing.
Okay,
It's,
yeah.
no, it's the thing. And it's like, actually, the richest people I know have always been, well, I guess I've been lucky with
Mm-hmm.
the type of people they are, but they're always really humble and down to earth.
Yeah.
And they don't need to broadcast it to people.
Yeah,
And those are the
exactly. Mm-hmm.
kinds of people I like being around,
Yeah.
you know? So,
That's why we love Michaela.
oh my God.
Yeah. No.
Because I had no idea that she traveled 55
Oh my
countries. I'd be
God.
like,
No. Fact.
but I always just got to give you a hard time because we're blessed to have you here
Yeah.
off of your busy
Appreciate you. Yeah.
schedule.
Most definitely.
No,
But,
it's
yeah.
so much fun. I'm learning a lot
Mm-hmm.
with you guys.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just fun to talk. And,
Yeah.
Like, this is real life stuff that's like happening, especially like seeing people struggle.
Yeah,
You know,
it's getting
they have
crazy out here.
families. So,
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the next one that we were trying to talk about was what is the motivation to start investing? And I think I can go back to this story where I started. I mean, we weren't just born with it, right?
No.
We're not just a baby and be like, I'm going to invest.
Right.
I'm not-
Yeah. They don't.
No, it
yeah.
just pops up in the head. So I'm just trying to think when I was on the way, like driving here, how I got started on investing.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that we talk about is there's something that has to open your eyes to make you realize, okay, I got to change my life around. And I think the one thing that I changed, I don't know if I told you guys this story, but from 18 through 21, I wasn't doing anything in my life. I mean, 18 to 21, you're probably doing all parties and everything. You're not
Right.
thinking about any of that. You're not
not.
You're not thinking about an 8 to 5 job.
yeah.
But I think the thing that opened my eyes, and I think that was the springboard that got me into investing, was my mom went to the Philippines for like a month. She had to deal with something of like my grandma's property or something that she had to deal with.
It's always a thing over there. It's always
You noticed that?
property drama.
It's a Filipino,
Filipino
thing.
thing.
Okay.
Yes. It's
No.
so. Anyway, keep going. I'm just laughing because I've been there.
So what do you think I'm gonna do at 20 or 21 years old, and I have the whole house to myself?
Yourself, house party.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
house parties, literally every day.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about every day.
Yeah.
Turn up.
And then it was literally to a point where you see like those crazy movies where it's like, you know, the movie The Hangover and somebody's on the
Yeah.
roof. No, but my sister from Dublin, she surprised me because she was like, "Oh, we need to check on Alan. We don't know what he's doing." So
Oh,
they
snap.
came the next morning. I think it was Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Guys on the floor.
Oh my
Like
God.
I think a guy literally sleeping in the bathtub.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Like girls sleeping in the living room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just the fact that when she told my mom, she was just like,
Oh,
"Oh my,
she snitched on you.
yeah."
Oh, dang.
So-
Snitches. No,
Yeah.
They
I'm joking,
snitched
sis.
on
I'm joking.
Yeah. But then that didn't change it right there. I was still partying for like another week,
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah.
because I said I still
You're
got
like,
another.
whatever.
I got
what I'm gonna
another
do?
week.
She's in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm already in trouble.
But then the fact that when she came home, and the look on her eyes was just disappointment.
oh, yeah.
Like she was just so disappointed in me. I mean, granted, I was only 20, 21 years old, right?
Yeah.
I didn't. I mean, what else would I gonna do?
Buy
but
shoes.
I did
I told you. I told
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I already know, Alan.
Yeah.
2 or 3. But anyways, so I did that, and then just the look in her eyes made me just realize, oh my God, I need to change my life around,
I gotta
right?
do better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started. I applied for the county. I started helping people, and then I think 2 years I started researching, you know, investments because I said I want to. I mean, yeah, it's cool to have money in your account, but then you have to, you know, have your money work for you.
Right.
And I feel like surrounding myself with the right people. I met my mentor, Reggie Batts, like probably 5 years after that. And then that's when I was doing hip hop dancing at the time. But I got to know so many people that were successful. So people were watching the podcast, like it is not too late to start. Like sometimes like you have to have that light bulb kick in, just like how it did with me. And you got to think about it. We talk about how times are rough right now, right?
Yep.
You think about, okay, if you could do $100 right a month, that's maybe $1,200 like a year.
Yep.
And then what, like 5-6 years, it's $6,000.
Yeah.
But if you put that money to work for you, and even though the market can do like a little 5-10%, that's still 5-10% of your money.
Yeah.
And I think about when people talk about investing, they're so scared because they don't want to lose it. I think a lot of people are so scared because when they see their money go down, they think they lost it.
Yeah.
You don't lose it. It's just like that. I mean, it'll go back up, it'll fluctuate, but you don't lose it if it goes down.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people are so like skeptical on it because they're just like, oh no, it's a scam, all this. But this is why we started it, because I'm just like, it irks me. Like, I want to help out so many people, and I hope that this reaches at least a few 100,000. I don't know how many people this is gonna reach, but like, we all started from different aspects of life.
Yeah.
But then look at where we are just because we took that next step.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all about taking that next step
That's all-
first,
yeah.
right? But yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, that was my motivational story, and I hope, you know, for people that are watching, I hope after you watch this episode or the first 2, that you can get started on investing and changing your life around. Because inflation, it's going to keep rising.
It's gonna
Yeah.
keep
You're
going up.
always going to be behind no matter what.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I think they said if your employer's not giving you a raise every 2 years, you're not beating inflation. You're getting poorer and poorer.
Right.
And
Yeah.
people got to practice patience. Like I was talking to Alan, I was like, "Man, you're a super crypto OG. You were back here in
It sounds
2017."
so old.
He
No,
is
which is good
old.
though. Like you experienced 2 crypto.
Thanks,
winners.
Michaela.
No problem.
But Alan could tell you,
I still look
he's
young.
been through a couple bear markets to where he didn't pull his money out. He didn't panic. He just kept putting his money in the market, and he's doing all right for himself.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked about other countries like adopting Bitcoin
Yeah.
reserves and everything.
Okay.
So I wanted to go back to that. And what do you guys think would the transition look like if Bitcoin were to become the global reserve currency?
Okay, I'm gonna say one thing. Bitcoin, when it first came out, everyone was like, it's going to be the world reserve currency. But as you know, Bitcoin is super slow, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
transaction fees are so
God,
dang
pull your
slow.
hair out. You send it, takes a couple of minutes. You're like, did I have the right address?
Oh my
You're
God.
stressing.
It gets you scared.
Anxiety.
No, I've done that.
Yes,
I've done that.
You have a lot of money. Yeah, no, I have too. You're like, oh my gosh. And it finally gets there. You're like, because you got to think, Visa, they do 60,000 transactions a minute. Bitcoin,
Dang,
yeah,
that's a
Bitcoin can only
lot.
do 7.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it can only
Wait,
be 7. And
I
that's,
did not know
Yeah, and that's
this.
due to the proof of work and all that stuff, right? The secure network. It has to be a secure network, right?
Okay.
But they're saying Bitcoin. They're trying to build a Lightning network where there's a layer 2 that's going to help Bitcoin move a lot faster. But in my head, I'm like, there's already cryptos that do that, so why not just use those? You got you got your XRPs, your HBARs,
Yeah.
your XDCs, your XLMs.
Yeah.
Why not use those? So even the Bitcoin maxis will tell you, Bitcoin's now a store of value. It's competing with gold. So as Bitcoin being the world reserve currency, I'm gonna say
They just
no.
gotta work on that
Yeah, I'm gonna
first.
say
Okay.
no, or work on the Lightning network.
That
I mean,
makes
I
sense.
wouldn't mind, but
Yeah.
it's way too slow. 7 transactions a
Okay.
minute. There's no way.
Wait, so how long does it take for like the average transaction? How long is it taking?
It-
I remember I waited like 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah, if the market's
No.
pumping, you're gonna be waiting a long time, and then the fees don't even make sense. Like,
Oh,
for
okay.
example, you'll send probably $5,000 worth of Bitcoin. The fees, depending on how great the market's doing, you're gonna pay a couple $100.
Wow.
It's like,
okay.
hey, come on, and
Yeah.
that's not the point of crypto, right?
Yeah,
You need
yeah.
frictionless, cheap
Right.
transactions. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say Bitcoin's turning into just a store of value.
Okay.
Even like I said, the Bitcoin maxis, they went from world reserve currency to it's a store of value. So, which I agree. People
Okay.
are parking their money there. So, yeah.
I always get a lot of questions too when they say, how is Bitcoin this much, right? But then it's just like a lot of people are so used to holding that value.
Yeah.
And it's hard to explain to them. It'd be like, but it's imaginary. I'll be like, but I mean, you think about when we use our debit card or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just,
It's not cash like
no,
in
it's
your
just,
hand.
it's
Yeah.
just,
On your screen.
it's just on the screen.
Digital too.
So yeah,
Yeah.
how would you even explain, Deani, on how, like, because so many people are so used to that cash in their hand, they
Yeah.
want to have it.
Yeah.
Like,
This cash right here, right? All this
I was
cash.
all wondering
Alright,
about that.
baller.
Look,
I was
Not
all,
to
won-
flex,
I was
not to
all
flex.
wondering because of that.
Now all this cash right here, right?
That's his
This
chain money.
this cash, that's my chain. I'm buying a new chain after this. No.
Did you sell some of your XRP, bro?
No, not yet. But like I said, this is backed just by trust, right? It's not backed by
Yeah,
commodity,
it's not
like I
backed.
said in the previous
Yeah.
episodes.
Yeah.
This used to be backed by gold. And then the government came in and was like, we're going to take it off the gold standard. We're just going to just
Right.
trust us, right?
Yeah.
We could always trust the government. No.
I'm like,
No, right? But yeah,
Right.
it's basically based off trust. And crypto's so dope is because, like I said, it's based off trust too, but it's peer-to-peer. Like I said, there's no centralized entity that's getting in the way. I could send money whenever, however, at any time of the day. And
because like basically like what you're trying to say. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like
Uh-huh.
the government could literally be like, "Hey, it's $100, but it's not worth that anymore."
yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then this is slowly trickling down.
It's
This
going
money's
down,
slowly
yeah.
not going to be worth anything.
Yeah.
And why people are flocking to Bitcoin, because there's only, 21 million
21
coins.
million in existence, yeah.
It's the best performing asset in the world, and it's a deflationary asset. So
Yeah, they can't make anymore.
they can't make anymore. So, like I said,
Remember I
Bitcoin-
told you, Michaela, with how much money they're printing
Yes,
every day?
every
Yeah,
day.
every day.
Yeah.
That's
And they're about to
insane.
turn their money printers back on. It's supposed to be interest rate cuts coming up. We're hearing whispers, so that'd be a good time for you guys to buy some houses or take out some good loans. But like I'm saying, though, it's just they're printing more money every day, and like I said, they're printing so much money, the dollar is going to be devalued.
Right.
We're going to need UBI in a little bit. And that's why cryptocurrency.
You really think
Bitcoin-
that's going to happen, though?
Yes, I mean,
And-
they're printing so much money. We're going to need a new system. That's why they're slowly integrating crypto and blockchain, because that's going to be the new financial system, slowly but surely. You could just see it.
Now,
could
do you
just see it.
think when they're slowly integrating this, though, is that why the prices are being held down, you think?
Yes and no. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think the math is 0.01% of people know about crypto or invested. You go into your grocery store, you ask somebody what an ether is.
0.01%.
Yeah, you ask
Wow.
someone what an ether is, they're gonna be like, "Are you speaking a different language?" They're not gonna
Yeah.
know what a Ripple or
Yeah.
XRP or XRP, XLM. They're not gonna know what those things are.
Especially if you're in an underdeveloped country.
Yeah.
Too. Imagine that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That
true.
Crypto's
Yeah,
going to help
fair
those
enough.
underdeveloped
Yeah.
countries. All they're going to need is a phone, and they're going to a bunch of new people who didn't have access to this financial system, they're going to be able to now with crypto. All they're going to need is a smartphone, and they're going to be able to tap into this new system. So you're going to have a bunch of new people in these markets, and it's going to be great. Some guy sitting in a third world country somewhere is going to be able to come up just based off his phone and investing and watching a Profit Playbook podcast.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? He's going to be able to come up, and that's just where we're going. Like I said, this isn't backed by anything. At least crypto, they're not making anymore. It's deflationary, and the institutions are putting it on their balance sheets and buying it. So why shouldn't you?
Yeah.
And like I said, most of us are here before the institutions. You guys aren't never going to get a chance to invest like this before the institutions, unless you buy pre-IPO shares. But like we talked before, you need your Series 65, got to have $1 million in assets, which isn't fair, right?
Yeah.
So this crypto is the only way for us little guys to come up quick and just to put our money with the big guys.
Now, do you think people, like, I know we always talk about people struggling and everything, but do you think, like, people can still make that difference with, like, a few $100s here, like 20, 30 bucks here in the long run?
I think
Yeah.
I think so, too.
I think so.
I think anything is better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. And what you were saying about helping underdeveloped countries or people.
Yeah.
And I actually saw a reel the other day. I think they were American, and they went to like a really poor area in Manila in the Philippines, and they were introducing people to crypto and Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And they bought someone in the community like a phone and like made them an account and was like, this is for your guys' community, and like
that's awesome.
have them like watch it grow. And I was like, wait, that's crazy.
Yeah,
and I think that's like such a good way.
Do you have the video?
To help. I need to find it.
Yeah,
I'll send it
me.
to you guys, but I remember seeing it the other day.
That's awesome.
And I was like, that's great, because like when I go to the Philippines, like I like to help out, but it's usually like food or like supplies and stuff like that, which isn't bad. But if you think about it, if you help them in this way, it's something that's actually going to grow, and it'll help them even more in the long run. So I just thought it was like a really cool idea.
Because when you help them, it's only temporary.
Temporary, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like a couple meals, which is good, but it's like what it is, a couple meals. Like this can actually help someone and like a bunch of families like longer term.
Yeah, for their
and
kids.
The US dollar is obviously worth a lot more in the Philippines.
It is.
It goes a lot farther. So yeah, I thought it was cool. I have to find the video. I'll send it to you
Yeah,
guys.
it's true. Like I said, a lot of people can't get into the current banking system due to the reality they're born into.
Yeah.
With the phone and blockchain technology and crypto, they could kind of learn something and come up and help their families out. So I think it's great.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going. Like I said, with blockchain, like I said, the government's like, I could kind of have a little more control as far as what people are doing with their money. And like I said, they're gonna put money in your account, and if you don't spend it during a certain time,
you lose it.
Take it back out. They're gonna put that money in there to boost the economy.
They're like, JK.
You're not gonna be able to buy chains and Jordans and
shoes,
screw your money off.
Shoes.
Yeah, all that jewelry and stuff.
I'm getting Michaela on her traveling, and she's getting me on my shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna keep on hearing this for the next few episodes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly. So.
Speaking of basically what's going on in the world right now, I did get another question from someone who watched our previous episodes, and I thought it was a really good one. They asked if there were any signs of Bitcoin acting more of a hedge during the Israel and Iran war. How do you think that? Yeah, like how does Bitcoin get affected in those?
Well, I'm gonna say no, because when the war first popped off, the market crashed, right? And then after a while, which is sad, people don't care. Money went back into the market
because of the ceasefire.
Yeah. And I'm always saying, during conflict, the market might crash for a little bit, but it always recovers. Just buy.
Okay.
The only time you should be worried is, I think you guys remember that movie on Netflix, Leave the World Behind. The black dude, he was a financial advisor. I think his name was GH. And he was
it was Julia Roberts, right?
Yeah.
You remember that movie, Michaela?
It sounds familiar.
For China, they invaded us. Yeah, but he was a financial advisor, and he was like, what raised his eyebrow is one of his clients pulled out way more money out of his account, more than usual, and told him to be safe. Huh. Yeah. The only time we need to worry is if all my financial advisors out there could agree. If that happens, if they pull out way more money than usual and they start giving you the be safe speech, that's when it's time to panic. But other than that, wars and conflict, market tends to have a correction. But after that, pumps.
I've noticed that any news that's negative, whether it be stocks or crypto and stuff, market fluctuates the news.
Yeah.
And like,
Okay,
yeah,
that makes
no
sense.
matter what it
Yeah.
is. And it's just like, oh, okay, what happened now? So whenever I see a correction, like I check my portfolio at least every day, is I check it, right? And then if the market goes down 25, 30%, and then I'm like thinking like, oh, there must be like a big thing happening in the world. And then that's what, of course, we saw that Israel, like, and Iran thing.
Yeah.
And then once the ceasefire happened, what did, like we talked about, it went up.
Went right back up.
Right back up because
Yeah.
of this. It had nothing to do with investing, had nothing to do with the companies, had nothing to do with that. It was just world news.
Yeah, straight
Yeah.
fear.
All world news follow it, like it fluctuates the market no matter what.
Yeah.
it does. It
And
does.
and that's what I learned to be like, okay, that is your time to buy right there.
Yeah. I'm always texting Alan every time there's a major correction. Like, I'm buying. He's like, yeah, I'm buying. And we buy. Like I said in previous episode, Warren Buffett said, one of the greats, you always buy when there's blood in the street. So that's what I do. You never buy when there's peak euphoria. Because
Yeah.
euphoria doesn't last forever, right? Like I said, when your grandma or your friend who never invested starts saying, hey, I bought some dog coin or some weird coin, it's probably time to take some profits or sell, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I use as my investment thesis or how I move forward with the market. And then they have this little thing called a fear and greed index. It goes from 0 to 100. When the market's in fear, I buy. When it's too good, my head's on a swivel, take some profits kind of, and just watch.
I think the hardest thing too is when you're out in like when people, when you guys start investing into it, you're going to see the markets are down right now. But then when crypto shoots up, it literally shoots up like a rocket and you don't know what to do. You feel like it's like an infinity money like glitch code.
Yeah.
Because it keeps going. Like if you invested like a few hundred or thousand, it'll go up by like $50-$60 like a second.
Yeah.
And then $200-$300, and then you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And you're like, sometimes I hit up like some of our people in the crypto group, and that's when people are so active on it, right?
Yeah, when
Yeah.
when the
And then
market's up.
I always hit up like Deani would be like, did you see the market? And he'd be like, it's so rare to try to talk to somebody because not everybody would understand it.
Yeah.
So when I try to tell people, be like, just buy like right now, but it's just like, no, they rather buy when everything's going so high.
Yeah, and crypto's not going to be this volatile forever. Once big money gets in here, crypto's going to move like the stock market, super slow. It moves so fast because there's no regulation and there's not very much money in this market. So it's a great place to park your money. Like I said, it's kind of like buying pre-IPO shares. Like I say, we're never going to get a chance like this in probably another couple hundred years to be able to invest like this without having your Series 65 or being a financial advisor or whatever. So I try and tell people, just put your money there. Just do your research, put your money in Bitcoin or whatever, learn what money is, and you're going to be like, and just buy.
Since Michaela got me on the shoes, so now I can get her on this one. Here we go. Did you put in money on crypto?
No, so I think I don't know if we talked about this last episode. I did actually put some in like a couple
I remember
years
you
ago.
you did,
Yeah.
yeah.
And yeah, it went up, obviously. So I was like, yeah, I actually.
But you haven't been putting money in yet.
No.
Okay. Got to talk to Weston.
No, it's okay. He's doing it for
Okay,
us.
he's doing it for
Yeah.
There
he's
you
doing
go.
it for
Shout
me.
out to Wes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but yeah, I did do it like a couple years ago.
Okay. There you go. At least that's something.
It's something. It's something.
Yes.
I think like, when the markets, go up, I think the one thing I always wanted to do was just like, what is that thing called? Is it philanthropist?
Oh,
Where
yeah.
they help out people?
Yeah, help out.
Yeah,
people,
see?
Yeah.
That's
No.
why God's going to bless us.
That's
We're
what
helping
he's
out
saying,
people, right?
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
But that's what makes me so mad about really wealthy people when they don't do stuff like that.
They say it, but they don't do it?
Right.
I
Or
mean-
like, hello, Lauren Sanchez and Jeff Bezos' wedding
Yeah.
this past weekend.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
are you kidding? Like,
Really? I didn't even see it. Was it
no,
was extravagant or?
yeah. No, I thought it was tacky, but but I just feel like I don't know. I get it. Like everyone who makes their own money, they can do whatever they want with it.
Yeah.
But I just think at that level of wealth, like, do you really need all of that? There's so much you could do for the world.
Yeah.
That's just how I see it.
But you got to think too. the government already gave us stimulus checks, and it went right back to them.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have financial literacy, so I get it. If you give money to someone who doesn't have financial literacy, they're just going to buy a bunch of dumb stuff and
Yeah.
give the money right back
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah.
So I get it. But yeah, I mean, with my money, when I reach a certain wealth, I'm going to help people, you
Yeah.
know, the people I love, because that's the whole mission. But I mean, I get it. Their family's all wealthy, so they're looking at us like, you better learn like I did. But so I get it. But at the same time, it's good to help people who are less fortunate. Yeah, because some of those
sure.
people really just need a little kickstart.
Right, exactly.
Hook them up, and
Yeah.
they'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind joining the Philippines. You know, I've never been in the Philippines.
That's crazy.
I've never
what?
been. I've never been. My dad took me to like China and Japan and
Okay.
like
Oh, I heard
Europe,
Japan's nice.
but I've
Japan's
never.
Food's so good.
But I've never been to the Philippines.
No, you need to go.
Really?
I'm not used to the humidity.
I love it.
Really?
Yeah, I know I'm weird like that. But no, I think that's why I like feel so passionately about helping people, because when I lived in the Philippines, like there was a lot going on around you. You know, you could be staying at like a really nice high-rise condo. You walk outside and go down the street and it's slums.
Oh, wow.
So it's like
That quick, huh?
yeah, so it's just like crazy how you see like 0 to 100, you
Yeah.
know, and then you see like kids like begging for food or like selling flowers or little things, and it's like you guys should be kids like having fun or like going to school, like
But they're working.
but they're working, and
Yeah.
it's just really sad. But there's like an orphanage I work with out there. And I like to give back like every year. I like visit
Yeah.
them when I go,
Yeah.
or I send like a buy-in box. You know what those are. So I don't know. I think that's just what makes me sad, especially when you're traveling and you see people that obviously don't have as much as you.
Yeah.
You're just like, dang, like I could really make a difference if like.
Now, is it true when they say like when you go there, they know like if you're not from there?
I think they can, especially if your Tagalog's not super good.
Yeah, no.
Or like me, like I have a little accent if I try to
Yeah.
speak it. So
What's up out there?
yeah, exactly. But yeah, they can usually tell.
Okay.
But it's like not a problem. Everyone's like super nice there. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just like I don't know,
Gotta
just
go.
like seeing kids like that, or even like old
Yeah.
folks like your story too. It's like you don't want to see anyone like struggle. So
But that's the life
that's
that we
the
live in now.
reality. Yeah.
And I think that's what mostly will change people is once you see it. I don't think people want to see it because they're so focused on, you know, them and their
On them,
families.
yeah.
Yeah.
But once you see it and you're like, oh man,
Yeah.
that's the world that we live in today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you need to go to the Philippines.
I
Yes.
do.
Speaking of struggling, Alan, Michaela, do you guys think Bitcoin's going to experience a major correction or another crypto winter? Or what do you guys think?
I always think so. I mean, it always happens every 4 years. There's
Yeah.
always bound to be a correction. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been in it so long that I just don't care anymore. I just buy. I mean, I've been in it so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, whatever. But yeah, those are the times where people who are not in, do your own research then, and then throw in a few bucks that you can. You know,
Yeah.
that you don't mind losing. Of course, do your education first, do research before you put in. But I believe, yes, we should be getting a correction. I mean, that's how it always works. There's always a big run up, and then also
it's gonna
it
go
just go
down,
down.
yeah.
And that is your time
To
to
buy.
go right there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be some of these companies that are adding Bitcoin to their treasuries, trying to be like Michael Saylor. I think they're going to kick off the next crypto winter. Because like I said, you know, they want to compete with Michael Saylor. He was buying 5 years ago. I think his average is around 67,000. These other companies bought in the 90s and at 100,000. They haven't been through a crypto winter. So imagine a 30% correction. I think it might trigger a couple liquidations.
So for people who don't know what a crypto winter is that's when the prices are just stagnant and they go low for a long periods of time. So crypto winter it averages at least maybe 3.5
Yeah,
years.
3 to 4 years.
And then after the fourth year is when Bitcoin has like a halving. So a Bitcoin halving happens every 4 years. That's where they cut down the supply. Is it in half, Dayani?
Yeah, they get cut.
Where
Yeah.
people mine it, right? They use all these big computers and their PG&E bill is through the roof.
Yeah.
But they mine Bitcoin, and then that's when it cuts in half. And that's when the supply, basically Bitcoin gets a supply shock. And that's when the run up happens.
Yeah.
People be like, oh, there's lesser Bitcoins again to mine, so it's going to shoot up the price. So you think about it, every 4 years that does happen, and it's always happened that way too.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Bitcoin follows, like I said, I think they call it I forget. It's a money supply. Like I said, it follows the equities of all the markets, right? First, the stock market pumps, then Bitcoin pumps. I think it's the total money supply. I forget what they call it, but like I said, it just follows the money supply of the market. So the stock market to pump, then Bitcoin to pump, and then the altcoins to pump. And that happens, like I said, every 3 to 4 years. So, yeah.
And then I had a question, because one of our listeners was talking about ETFs. What is that?
That's an exchange traded fund.
Okay.
So a stock ETF is just basically a basket of products grouped together in a basket. Yeah,
stocks,
grouped together
right?
in one stocks. Yeah, and that's good because it gives you diversification, right?
Yeah.
Versus just putting your money in one stock. Now, crypto ETF is different. It's basically you could buy crypto on your favorite brokerage account instead of just grabbing it from Coinbase or crypto exchange, and it just tracks the price and you buy from there, which is cool because I'm not going to call you guys dinosaurs. I respect my elders, but older person investing in crypto, once they hear not your keys, not your crypto, try and send it to an address.
Did you see what she said? She pointed.
Older person investing in crypto.
Oh, yeah.
I was giving an
you're good.
example.
But
for
you
the
see how she
listener.
did it? She's like, oh, that's one right there.
Right here,
I
dog.
didn't call you out. It was more, I was showing.
Okay.
I'm giving an example.
No,
Okay.
exactly.
God.
But no, like I said, older people, they might be intimidating. Once they hear not your keys, not your crypto, they're like, what? I got to send it to an address? So they'll be able to buy it from their favorite brokerage account, and then they don't have to worry about the keys or their crypto. They can just buy and track the price. So that's the difference between a regular stock ETF and a crypto ETF.
Got it.
And that's short for exchange traded fund.
Exchange traded fund. So that's okay. So that was one of the questions. It said, during the next bear market, do you think Bitcoin will follow its history and fall 70% plus, or maybe 50% or 40%, due to the high demand from ETFs?
Yes, I'm going to regurgitate it. Some of these companies that are competing with Michael Saylor, they don't have the same entries. His average, again, is about 67,000. They're buying at a high price. They never been through a crypto winter.
Yeah.
And then, two, they found an infinite money glitch. They raise capital, buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes up. Their stock goes up. And then they raise more funds without ever have to sell. Never have to sell, right?
Yeah.
But what happens like when they experience a 80% correction, 70% correction? Bitcoin has done that before. If their business model isn't set up for a Bitcoin correction like that, some of these companies are gonna be forced to sell to save their business, and I feel like that's gonna trigger the next crypto winter.
There you go.
Remember where you heard it first? I'm telling you, that's gonna. A lot of these companies use leverage to buy Bitcoin to compete, and leverage is never really fun to play with, or really never safe. So I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see. But I think that's gonna set off the next crypto winter, and I'll be here to buy Bitcoin between 45 grand and 52. I'll be here to buy. Yeah, because my mission is to get one whole coin, and I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, so obviously there was a lot of information today, but we learned a lot, and we really appreciate just people asking us questions, because this is what it's about.
Exactly.
So we'll have more content after this. If anyone else wants to reach out to us to answer more questions, go for it. These boys know what they're talking about. So.
Appreciate that. Yeah. You know where to find us.
Thank you. Yeah.
Exactly.
So we're gonna wrap up this episode.
I'm gonna give Michaela her money back.
Oh my gosh, I wish. That's for your Gucci chain.
But yeah, unfortunately, we won't have Michaela for the next episode. I don't know where. She'll be back though.
Yeah.
We will be having our first special guest here, Mr. Cecil Agamba.
Yes, sir.
Talking about his capital ventures, his investments. So, but we will have Michaela back on the next episode after. So,
Yeah.
That's good.
Till next time, guys.
Thank you.